As they came to the top of the path, they saw the others dressed and ready to go. Inferno had calmed down, and his team was behaving themselves. Darkspeed had just blinked back into normal speed. "Where were you?" Olympian asked. "Just checking around, making sure we're not leaving anything behind," Darkspeed said. Virtuoso's parents made their rounds around the group saying goodbye. They especially thanked Olympian for the clam bake idea. Inferno was sure to thank them for their hospitality. Then, all the alphas and their chaperone linked hands and were gone. The group appeared in the main lobby of the Tokyo HU Hall. HU reps were standing at all the entrances with the doors held shut. A Japanese man in a suit walked purposefully to the group. "Greetings and welcome to Tokyo Hall. Shogun has requested your presence in the Situation Room. Please follow me," the HU rep said. Through many security checkpoints and corridors, the group followed the HU rep. They finally came to a room with monitors all along the walls and HU techs manning stations that faced the front. Shogun and his team were standing in front of one of the monitors. The HU rep was about to announce the arrival of the alphas as Shogun turned to see them. "Shee! I hope your time off has been fun up until now," Shogun said. "It has. What's going on?" she asked. "Initial tremors off the shore of Kamakura. We've been watching them for days. Another one was just a few minutes ago." "You have sensors on the sea floor?" Virtuoso asked. "Yes, we do. I apologize everyone has not been introduced," Shogun said as he pointed to his team. "Charisma, our healer. K.O., hitter. Curfew, stealth. Mind Splinter, brain. And Tempest, anchor." She introduced the alphas, and apparently they already knew Inferno. She started asking questions quickly in Japanese to HU techs that manned the stations. "What is she asking?" Darkspeed asked Virtuoso. "Predicted epicenter, probability, state of civilian populace, predicted strength of quake, predicted path of tsunami," Virtuoso said evenly. "Tsunami? You mean the giant wave kind of tsunami?" Midas asked. "Correct, Midas," Shogun said as he placed his hand on a screen in the front of the room. "Here is where we are showing activity. Here is where the waves will travel. If the wave is strong enough, it will flood Kamakura, a city southwest of Tokyo." "That's pretty close to Tokyo, isn't it?" Midas asked. "We are not in the path, they are." "What can we do to help?" Inferno asked. Shogun smiled at the offer. "We're just guessing at the time. We don't know for certain a tsunami will happen. If you're here when it does, I would like your help evacuating the populace." "Why not just stop the wave?" Olympian asked. "Even with your great strength, how do you propose to stop a swell of water 100 kilometers across?" Olympian thought quickly for an answer. "Backfires, like they do with forest fires. Start our own wave to collide with the tsunami. The goal would either be to match it or at least lessen it." "That's a very good theory. Where did you learn that?" "I was raised on an island myself. My brother Achilles wrote a school paper on how superheroes could have lessened the power of the 2004 tsunami. Neither Tempest with his power over weather," Shogun pointed to one superhero and then another, "nor Curfew with his power over wind could make a wave strong enough. My brother thought of that. His idea was microwaves. Each super generates what waves they can, while others do the same thing. If one super can only make 1/1000th of a wave necessary to stop the tsunami, then he and 99 friends have to make 10 waves apiece." Shogun looked at his brain, Mind Splinter. "Would something like that work? If the waves are made close enough in front of the tsunami that they don't lose force over distance, it might lessen the effects at least. It's not an easy linear equation, but the concept is sound," Mind Splinter admitted. "Everyone, I want models and projections as to what kind of waves the Bishamon Sentinels and Team Tokyo can make. I want scenarios on time needed to enact said plan, and what resources we will still need from public services for evacuation if we fail. And I want it now." Shogun spoke like an executive with absolute authority, and everyone responded like he did. She bumped Olympian from behind. "You'd better be right about this. Achilles is the genius of the family. He's never wrong," Olympian said with total faith in his words. Shogun could hear what the two were saying. "I think your brother Achilles may be onto something," he said to Olympian. "Mind Splinter, make a list of heroes capable of making waves in the ocean. I want to know who the top 20 are in 15 minutes. "Father, what can we do?" she asked. "Go see your mother. She's expecting you." "What about the tsunami?" "It may come tomorrow or not at all. It's my job to watch for it. Yours is to be with your team. Go and enjoy yourself." The alphas made their way to the underground portion of the hall. She opened the doors to what looked like a high-tech subway train. This is the Bishamon Bullet. It makes bullet trains look sick. Check your weak stomachs at the door, she said. Inside, she stood up and told everyone else to buckle into the chairs facing forward. Once they were locked in, she gave the voice command and the bullet was off. Midas was stuck to the back of his chair while he looked at she standing in the aisle. How fast does this thing go? It's not the top end, it's the G-force that it pulls. Hang on, we're nearing halfway, she said loudly. The chairs reversed position so they were facing the back. For a few moments, they felt no acceleration or deceleration. The bullet then began to slow down hard. The alphas were sucked back into their chairs by forces yet again. Soon, the bullet came to a stop altogether. We're here, she said. Oracle and Aid looked green as they stepped off the bullet. Olympian and Saber, two flyers, thought it was no big deal. Midas stayed in the bullet for a moment to feel into the vehicle. What are you doing? Darkspeed asked. I just wanted to get a feel for how this thing was put together. It's all electric. It's really cool, Midas said. Great, but we have to stick with the group. Come on. Down the long hall and into the Bishamon base, she led the group. This is the ready room. Everyone should be in here, she said, pointing to a set of double doors. Inside, the Bishamon pilots were pacing about in their flight uniforms. She's mother was talking to Mind Splinter on a large vid phone. The pilots were quick to come over and greet She. The red pilot, leader of the Six, hugged She. She is what we're to call you now. I always hoped you'd be a pilot. Makes me think all those hours in the Sentinel were for nothing. If you're going to be sitting in here, can I take the red Sentinel for a spin? She said jokingly. Not today. We're all on standby, the blue pilot said as he came to greet She. Each of the pilots came to greet She, and she in turn introduced them all to the group. What's Mother doing? She asked the red pilot. Working out how the Sentinels can cause the biggest wave. Looks like we may use our weapons on water for a change, the red pilot said. While the group waited, she showed them where to leave their bags from shopping. Soon, her mother entered her conversation and approached the group. Hello, my name is Dr. Noguchi. I'm She's mother. I know most of you. Hello, Inferno. Hello, Dr. Noguchi. Nice to see you again, Inferno said. Some of you I don't know. She, please introduce me, Dr. Noguchi said. She did as she was asked, and introductions were made all around. Let me give you a tour before you run off and see Japan. She followed her mother outside of the ready room. Shouldn't we stay here? You have comm devices and a teleporter. Why wait around here on your day off? Show off Tokyo. Have fun. Dr. Noguchi led them right into the Sentinel hangar. The giant robots towered 250 feet over them. They started to give them a rundown of how the Sentinels came to be and what they were used for. Facts and figures followed that. This thing weighs 12,000 tons? Greco asked. That's right, Dr. Noguchi answered. Wow, I can lift that. Kind of puts things in perspective. I can lift all of them at once while flying, Olympian said. Don't be a butt, Bioforce said to Olympian. I was just saying. How much can one of these things lift? Midas asked. It was designed to lift 5 times its own weight, Dr. Noguchi said. Why not more? Most of the internal space is used for power plant, fight propulsion, and weapon systems. With all that, there just isn't enough room to add in bigger servos for physical strength. How long does it take to train someone to pilot one of these things? Saber asked. Depending on the individual, it can take 2 to 6 years to train a Sentinel pilot. Why such a big difference? We recruit near misses with at least a 5 speed, which is as high a speed as a near miss can have. After that, we hope to find at least a 2 intelligence. The red pilot, the leader, is a perfect near miss. He has a 3 intelligence and 5s in everything else. He was very easy to train. Midas, your family is like that. They could always be pilots, Olympian said. Dr. Noguchi looked over at Midas. You have brothers or sisters that are perfect near misses? We are always recruiting them. I don't think so. Dad's an architect. Mom is a mom, and my little brother is going to be 9 soon, Midas said. All perfect near misses? So far as we know, we recruit young. Mother, don't pitch him, she said. While Midas is here, why don't you have him see if he can make the metal you were telling me about? Sure. Midas, would you mind staying here in the lab with me while the others get to... Where are you going? Downtown Tokyo, and we can always send Virtuoso back for him when you're done, she said. Midas really liked the look of the hangar and wanted to see the lab. I'd love to see if I can help.